Hello everybody, this is Shlomo. Welcome to my very unique channel. And if you disagree, please put it in the comments. So this was supposed to be actually a 1-minute introduction video to my channel, and I started recording it yesterday. And as soon as I started recording that, I received a phone call. And I received the phone call after I read this line, which I'll read to you right now, because it's the beginning of the video anyway. Here is a challenge. Instead, or while we are waiting to die, why don't we change the rules of the game? Well, as soon as I recorded that, my phone rang. And I forgot to switch it off. And when I looked on the number while I was recording, I realized that was the local hospital here. So I figured that's important enough. I can re-record the video. I answered the call. And the voice on the other side, which I didn't recognize right away, it was a lady, a woman, obviously in distress. And she said those words. She said, "Shlomo, I am dying. Please come see me. I need a rabbi." Well, I'm not a rabbi. And then I recognized who it is. The lady that I was helping and looking after for a while, the last 10 years or so from our community, and I haven't been in touch for a while. Obviously, I left everything and I went to the hospital. I met there somebody who comes from a foundation, Paul Sugar Palliative Support Foundation. There was a lady sitting beside her, so obviously you understand what situation she was in, but I will leave that for now. We'll come back to it in another video. Just wanted to show you the coincidence here. When I said those words, this is the phone call I got. So I'll continue from this point where I was supposed to continue yesterday. So like I said, here is a challenge. Instead, or while we are waiting to die, why don't we change the rules of the game? So on this channel, I am dedicated to change the rules of that game. And not just for myself, but for everybody. How are we going to do that? Well, we'll do that by analyzing and understanding our existence. And in the process, you will also acquire knowledge that doesn't exist anywhere else, and which you can use to actually change your life. You see, we are planted here in this dream called our reality, and then separated from our source by the most sophisticated wall. Even Trump cannot build a wall like that. What we will do here on this channel and the videos and the book that I'm going to post here one chapter at a time, we will take that wall apart, one brick at a time. And while doing so, we will peek through every open crack until the wall falls down. That may take a year or so, but it will fall down. I'll also give you something here which is really not an intro, but just so you get an idea what kind of things we are talking about that you can actually use. And the question is, why do positive people have a healthier and longer life? So there is many explanations, I guess, by science. Less stress, positivity, releases the right chemicals, I guess, juices into your bones and your body. And okay. I'll give you a different angle on it. In the Kabbalah, the people who study Kabbalah, one of the teaching is that when you interpret a dream, you should interpret it always on the positive side, not on the negative side, because everything can be interpreted two ways. And the reason for it, it says, is that whichever way you interpret it, this is how it's going to be. I guess our friends here from Reality Transurfing start to click in on this. And I'll give you an example. A few years ago, I started to have a swollen gland, and it became really hard. And after 2, 3, 4 months, not going away and getting worse, I decided to go and see my family doctor. Well, to make a long story short, he didn't really know what it was, and he sent me to all kind of tests, ultrasound, and then he sent me to a specialist in ear, nose, and throat. And that went on for 2 months, and we didn't get anywhere. So then that specialist decided to send me to somebody who specializes just in that gland. That's all that person does. He sits in a hospital. So I went to see him, and he obviously had whatever material there was to that point. I sat there, and he looked at my gland. He looked inside my mouth, and he said to me, well, it's probably a tumor. We'll remove it. You have another one on the other side, so you won't really feel that much of a difference. Why take chances? Well, that really didn't agree with my philosophy of life, and I didn't know what to tell him. So I just got up and I went home. I didn't say anything. I just got up and I left. Well, a few days later, I get a phone call from my family doctor, and he says, well, what happened? You left, you didn't this. I said, look, he said things that I didn't like, and I didn't think that it's going to heal me. So he said, well, he called me and he asked for you to come again. He wanted you to do a CT scan and come see him again. Well, an open-minded person. I don't go on principles when it doesn't suit the situation. So I said, fine, we'll go there. So I went back there after the CT scan, which is done in the same hospital. He looked at me, looked at the CT scan, and he said to me, and he had a student with him, it's a teaching hospital. He said to me, you know what, if it doesn't bother you, why don't we just leave it? It's almost like it was a different person. And I said to him, now I like you. Now you're talking sense. And I left. Later I found out he was checking on me on LinkedIn and other platforms. He was checking who I am. Anyway, to make the long story short, this thing disappeared roughly 2-3 weeks after that incident. So what I'm going to tell you here is I'll go to some science here. A couple days ago, I read an article in Scientific American. That's a current one, I think, so you can see it for yourself. And it talks there about why testing for cancer or pre-screening for cancer is not a good thing. And I'll just read you a short paragraph here. The cancer industry, aided by celebrities who claim that tests saved their lives, has convinced the public that screening for cancer is beneficial. The earlier we can detect cancerous cells, the more likely it is that treatment will succeed. Right? Wrong. One of the most significant findings of the past decade is that many people have cancerous or precancerous cells that, if left untreated, would never have compromised their health. That's a quote from Scientific American. It's a scientific magazine, right? Well, I guess you get the point. I started with the Kabbalah, how to interpret things. And when you are confronted with a scan by 3 people with white doctors' gowns and looking very important, and they show you all these x-rays and tell you, you got this cancer here, and we better remove it. It's very hard to say no, because they are supposed to be the experts. Anyway, I'll leave this topic and let you digest it in your own way. If you are a Reality Transurfing fan, most of my teaching here fits into it like a glove, so you will feel like at home. one more thing I want to say in this intro, which got quite long, is that I promise you that I will not use any of those cliches. Like, I'll give you some example. Live in the moment. I don't think a human can live in the moment because people think, I know I have a little dog here, very cute, he lives in the moment. He doesn't think about what happened yesterday or what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't think humans can live in the moment. Another one, you are not your thoughts. You are not your body. Actually, this is all you are, at least for now, until we finish this program. Then you may change. Another one here, the higher you. There is no higher you. You can reach much higher, but it will always be you. So don't try to run away from reality. Try to change it. Okay, and there's a big difference between changing reality and any of those cliches. One more I have to tell you here. I read it on some guru's website, and it says, I am a multidimensional being having a temporary human experience. Well, I say, you know what? Why don't you just wait it out? Okay. Now, if you enjoy watching my channel, watching my videos, please participate in discussions here. The more comments, the better. And I like comments where I can answer, actually, not just saying, well, it's a great video. And please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.